Are you ready to turn heads? Luxury isn't just worn, it's experienced. Introducing a Layla Cara style and new up-and-coming designer collection where exclusive shoes and bags for men and women meets your feet. How about you take a handbag and wear it in style, where each piece is personally designed by a Layla Cara herself and handcrafted from the finest material in Italy. Leather, smooth like butter, bold, timeless, distinctly you. Step into true elegance and make your mark with a Layla Cara style where confidence meets craftsmanship. Visit a Layla Cara style and experience the luxury of art that you wear. Chapter 12, the journey to self-reflection. So chapter 12 is about me and the things that I had to do to get to a place where I am truly happy. Now, you might say, you're married again? What is going on with you? You know, I have sat back and thought about these things. And I said, you know what? I really truly believe that I'm meant to be a wife. I do. And I could have gave up on love and said, I'm not going to do this ever again because it didn't work the first 2 times. Because I remember when I reflect on things, these are the thoughts that I remember. I remember laying in my bed when I was in my early 20s. And I remember right before I fell asleep, I started thinking about my future and what it was going to be like and what I wanted to accomplish and achieve in my life. And I kept seeing myself being married. I kept seeing myself with a child. I saw those things. And I was like, if I can see this and it keeps coming up, then that must mean that's what I'm supposed to have. But I didn't see myself in a toxic relationship or a toxic marriage. I mean, who does? Who really see themselves in a toxic relationship and a toxic marriage? Who do? Nobody. But the fact that it happened, and then I look back and I said, well, I can give up on love and say I'm done. I'm never going to marry ever again and just be single and live the rest of my life that way. But I truly believe that God did not design me to just be a single mother. I do believe that it was meant for me to have somebody. And then not only that, to be with someone who was completely opposite. Marcus is so different from any man I have ever been with in my entire life. When I mean different, it's to how he attends to me. He is so attentive. Oh man, he is so attentive. And it's so warming, man. It's so gentle. And the way he touches me, I can tell that he touches me with respect. And the way he looks at me, you know, I have to share this. When we were, I would say, in our dating phase, I knew I wasn't ready to be in a relationship because I'm just getting out of a marriage, right? But it was something different about him that was completely opposite than what I could imagine. I couldn't think of what it was that I needed. And he was giving me that. And it was times when because he's goofy. I'm goofy too. And he matched my goofiness. And I couldn't be goofy in my previous relationships and my marriage with Eric or Nikita. That side of me could never shine. And to have that side of me to shine through Marcus, because Marcus was so open in his personality of showing me that he was so silly sometimes and just fun to be around and fun to talk to. And he listened. And I was like, wow, he really valued my opinion. Like, he would ask me, I need your opinion on something. And he would share things with me, and I would tell him my thoughts, my honest thoughts. And he would be like, you know what? I trust that. I trust that. And then it was times where I would hear him talk to other people, whether I was around or not. And I mean, or not talking about he didn't know I was around. And I would hear him talk to people, and he would say, he'll say, something that I said. And he's like, I value her opinion in this. And I was like, wow, he actually valued my opinion. Like, wow, And I try not to be over opinionated, because that's something that I don't do. And mainly because I know that opinions are what they are. That's just how I feel. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And everyone else might have a different opinion than what I have. It's just he asked me for it, and he listened for it, and he sometimes even valued it to use it. And then there's times when I remember the first Christmas that we had together, and just being alone, because my son was in San Antonio with my mom, and it was just me and him, and we spent that entire day together in the house, just in our PJs. And I bought him a record player, and he has some old vinyl music records that he put on, and it was music from the 80s and the 70s, and he was just as goofy as he can be. And I was like, wow, this is what I need. I need laughter. I need to laugh again. I need to be able to enjoy myself being who I am authentically. And he gave me that. And then not just that, how he cared for me and my son. Oh man, I can just go on and on and on about this man. And I was scared for a moment, like, okay, is he going to change on me? But that's when I had to do some self-healing, because even though I was wounded, I was able to allow my wounds to start healing and not tear open the scab and re-wound myself. And I did that by doing exactly what you're going to hear in chapter 12, the journey to self-reflection. So let's listen.
Chapter 12, the journey to self-reflection. The journey to self-reflection is a deeply personal and transformative process that involves introspection, self-awareness, and growth. It's a journey of exploring your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and experiences to gain insight into yourself and your life. Here's how the journey to self-reflection might unfold. Recognition of the need for change. The journey to self-reflection often begins with a recognition that something in your life needs to change. This might be prompted by a significant life event, a period of struggle or dissatisfaction, or simply a desire for personal growth and fulfillment. Exploration of inner thoughts and feelings. Self-reflection involves delving into your inner world to explore your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. This might involve journaling, meditation, or simply taking quiet time to sit with your thoughts and feelings without judgment. Identifying patterns and triggers. As you engage in self-reflection, you may start to notice patterns in your thoughts, behaviors, and reactions. You might identify certain triggers that evoke strong emotions or lead to certain behaviors, and begin to understand the underlying reasons behind them. Challenging beliefs and assumptions. Self-reflection often involves questioning deeply held beliefs and assumptions about yourself and the world around you. You might examine beliefs that no longer serve you, or challenge limiting beliefs that hold you back from reaching your full potential. Acceptance and self-compassion. Self-reflection is also about practicing acceptance and self-compassion towards yourself. This means acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, embracing your imperfections, and treating yourself with kindness and understanding, even in the face of difficult truths. Setting intentions for growth. Through self-reflection, you can set intentions for personal growth and development based on what you've learned about yourself. This might involve setting goals, creating action plans, or making changes in your habits and behaviors to align with your values and aspirations. Seeking support and guidance. The journey to self-reflection can be challenging, and at times, it may be helpful to seek support and guidance from others. This might include talking to trusted friends or family members, seeking guidance from a life coach, therapist, or counselor, or participating in a support group. Embracing continuous learning and growth. Self-reflection is an ongoing process that evolves over time. It's about embracing the journey of continuous learning and growth, remaining open to new insights and experiences, and committing to personal development as a lifelong pursuit. Celebrating progress and milestones. Along the journey to self-reflection, it's important to celebrate your progress and milestones, no matter how small. Acknowledge the steps you've taken towards greater self-awareness and personal growth, and give yourself credit for the courage and commitment it takes to embark on this journey. Living authentically and mindfully. Ultimately, the journey to self-reflection is about living authentically and mindfully, in alignment with your true self and values. It's about cultivating self-awareness, compassion, and resilience, and embracing the richness and complexity of human experience. The journey to self-reflection is a deeply rewarding and empowering process that can lead to greater self-awareness, fulfillment, and authenticity in all areas of your life. By embracing this journey with curiosity, openness, and compassion, you can unlock the transformative power of self-discovery and personal growth. It's been 4 years since Nikita and I were together, and I have since remarried. I must say, I am truly happy. The man I am married to now is kind, and he respects me as a woman, and as a mother to our son. Yes, I did get to adopt my nephew, and he treat him as his own son. He respects me as his wife, and a businesswoman. His gentleness towards me is so warm. There are days when I wake up and look over at him and touch him just to make sure he is real. After all I have been through, I have to make sure I am not dreaming. This man works, you guys, and he pay bills. He married me and put me and my son in a house that he had bought years ago and told me to keep my money. At first, I was nervous about the move-in because I didn't want to enter into another trap. So, I prayed and fasted, asking God to show me what I needed to know about him and if I should marry him. I did not want to move too fast or ignore any red flags. When my mother met him for the first time, she told me, "Remember when we had that argument and I told you God was going to give you another husband?" "Yes," I said, wondering where she was going with this. "Marcus is your husband." I looked at her, and I didn't respond. I did one of her numbers when I told her my divorce was final with Nikita. I wasn't going tit for tat, but what was I to say? When my dad spent some alone time with Marcus a few times, he said to me, "The third time will be a charm for you." "What are you talking about? Because I am not getting married anymore." "I know your marriage to Eric and Nikita didn't go well. But you and Eric were very young when the two of you got married. As for the marriage to Nikita, it should not have happened if you would have listened to us when we all told you not to marry him. But Marcus is the one for you. He is an upstanding guy." When I heard my parents give me the green light on Marcus, I knew that was God telling me it was okay to marry him. Especially coming from my mother, because that woman doesn't like anyone. So, Marcus proposed to me in Miami, Florida on Christmas 2021. We got married in Honolulu, Hawaii on Wailea Park Beach on July 22, 2022. I wore a beautiful yellow gown with green and yellow flowers going around my waist and up my right shoulders. It was one of the happiest days of my life. Then we had our honeymoon in Cancun, Mexico, for 7 days at a resort. Did I mention that this was my first time having a honeymoon ever? In the past 4 years, I have been working on my healing and taking care of my mental and physical health. I have written 4 books: A Change in Direction, The Stress Eliminator, 365 Days of Mindfulness, Your Daily Affirmation Guide, and this one here you are reading. You can get them all on Amazon.com. A Change in Direction is authored in my maiden's name Alayla Cavett because when I published that book, I was still wearing Nikita's last name and I wasn't about to put that name on anything I have created. I have gotten certified to become a life coach and I have started my own business called Imaging Coaching LLC. I specialize in guiding you on a journey to conquer stress, helping you cultivate a balanced lifestyle. As a seasoned life coach, published author, and podcaster, you can listen to my podcast wherever you get your podcast. The title is Improving Your Thoughts by Freeing Yourself. I provide valuable insights to make your stress coping journey enlightening and effective. You get to explore the wisdom on stress, affirming yourself, and self-improvement within my books. If you don't enjoy reading, don't forget you can tune into my empowering podcast. If you want to take your stress management journey even further like Rose, one of Crystal's colleagues, Heather and Alex, and Joan. In the case studies, the names have been changed to protect the identity of my clients. You can sign up for the personalized coaching sessions at www.imagingcoaching.com/plans or online programs designed to help you shed off stress and manage your weight. If you want to get your weight under control at www.imagingcoaching.com/lead-collection. Imaging Coaching is not just a service business, we are a community committed to your well-being. We have a private discussion forum at www.imagingcoaching.com/forum on our website, where you can connect with others like yourself and share your journey with each other. Also, on our website at Imaging Coaching, www.imagingcoaching.com, we have stress relief products, which includes massage essentials, soothing essentials such as essentials oils and humidifiers, and brand products you can purchase. So, let's elevate your lifestyle with Imaging Coaching by working together to help you conquer stress. For more information, log on to Imaging Coaching at www.imagingcoaching.com. Overcoming being a victim of narcissism through self-awareness. Overcoming being a victim of narcissism through self-awareness is a journey of healing, empowerment, and reclaiming your sense of self-worth and autonomy. Here's how self-awareness can help you overcome the effects of narcissistic abuse. Recognizing the abuse. The first step in overcoming narcissistic abuse is recognizing and acknowledging that you have been a victim of it. This requires honest self-reflection and an understanding of the dynamics of narcissistic relationships, including manipulation, gaslighting, and exploitation. Understanding the impact. Explore the ways in which narcissistic abuse has affected you emotionally, psychologically, and behaviorally. Recognize the patterns of control, manipulation, and invalidation that you may have experienced, and acknowledge the profound impact it has had on your sense of self-worth, confidence, and well-being. Validation of your experience. Validate your experience of narcissistic abuse and acknowledge the pain, trauma, and distress it has caused you. Trust your instincts and feelings, and give yourself permission to feel and express your emotions without judgment or self-blame. Setting boundaries. Establish and enforce healthy boundaries to protect yourself from further harm and manipulation. Identify your needs, preferences, and limits, and communicate them assertively and confidently to others. Recognize that it is okay to prioritize your own well-being and to say no to anything that compromises your boundaries or values. Rebuilding self-esteem. Work on rebuilding your self-esteem and self-confidence that may have been eroded by narcissistic abuse. Focus on your strengths, talents, and achievements, and cultivate a positive self-image based on self-love, self-compassion, and self-acceptance. Healing from trauma. Engage in healing practices and therapies that address the emotional and psychological wounds caused by narcissistic abuse. This might include getting a life coach, therapy, support groups, mindfulness practices, creative expression, or body-based therapies that help release trauma stored in the body. Learning to trust yourself. Reconnect with your inner wisdom and intuition, and learn to trust yourself again after experiencing gaslighting and manipulation. Practice tuning into your feelings, instincts, and gut reactions, and use them as a guide for making decisions and navigating relationships. Forgiveness and letting go. Consider forgiveness as a way of releasing yourself from the burden of resentment, anger, and bitterness that may have accumulated from narcissistic abuse. This does not mean excusing or condoning the abuser's behavior, but rather letting go of the emotional attachment to the past and reclaiming your power in the present. Creating supportive relationships. Surround yourself with supportive and understanding individuals who validate your experiences and offer empathy, compassion, and encouragement. Seek out healthy relationships that are based on mutual respect, trust, and reciprocity, and distance yourself from toxic or abusive individuals. Embracing growth and resilience. Embrace your journey of growth and resilience as a survivor of narcissistic abuse. Recognize the strength, courage, and resilience that you have developed through your experiences, and use them as sources of empowerment and inspiration as you move forward on your path of healing and recovery. Overcoming being a victim of narcissism through self-awareness is a courageous and empowering process that requires compassion, patience, and self-love. By reclaiming your sense of self-worth, setting healthy boundaries, and prioritizing your own well-being, you can break free from the cycle of abuse and create a life filled with authenticity, joy, and fulfillment.
We'll be back after a quick break.
If you haven't already, check out my luxury shoe and bag collection, a Layla Cara style. Each piece is personally designed by me and handcrafted from genuine Italian leather. Whether you're dressing up or keeping it casual, these pieces were made to help you walk with confidence. Because real style starts from how you feel. Go to alaylacarolstyle.com and experience these bold, timeless, and completely all you. Check it out. You might find something you like.
Overcoming narcissism through self-awareness. If you are a narcissist, I am aware of how I allowed a lot of what I went through in my relationships and marriages to take place. I ignored all the red flags, hoping it wasn't what I was feeling. I was wrong. I am aware that I wanted to be loved by a man. So much so that I subjected myself to abuse, despite my knowledge of knowing I was being loved right. I am aware how badly I wanted to become a mother affected my judgment in choosing the right partner. On my journey of self-reflection, I had to question my decisions and what made me choose that route, and I had to be very honest with myself. It wasn't easy, but I had to do it to heal and become a better person, wife, mother, daughter, and friend. Overcoming narcissism through self-awareness is a challenging but possible journey that requires honesty, introspection, and a commitment to personal growth. Here's how self-awareness can be a powerful tool in overcoming narcissistic tendencies. Recognition of narcissistic traits. The first step in overcoming narcissism is recognizing and acknowledging the presence of narcissistic traits within yourself. This requires honest self-reflection and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about your behavior, attitudes, and beliefs. Understanding the root causes. Explore the underlying factors that contribute to your narcissistic tendencies, such as childhood experiences, trauma, insecurities, or unmet emotional needs. Understanding the root causes of your behavior can help you develop empathy and compassion for yourself and others. Developing empathy. Cultivate empathy by learning to see the world from others' perspectives and understanding their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Practice active listening, validation, and empathy in your interactions with others, and strive to connect with them on a deeper emotional level. Challenging distorted beliefs. Challenge distorted beliefs and assumptions about yourself and others that contribute to narcissistic thinking patterns. Question beliefs of entitlement, superiority, and the need for constant admiration, and replace them with more realistic and compassionate perspectives. Taking responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for the impact of your behavior on others and the consequences of your actions. Acknowledge the harm you may have caused through narcissistic behaviors such as manipulation, exploitation, or lack of empathy, and commit to making amends and changing your behavior. Seeking feedback and accountability. Seek feedback and accountability from trusted friends, family members, or mental health professionals who can provide honest and constructive feedback about your behavior. Be open to criticism and willing to learn from others' perspectives. Setting healthy boundaries. Establish and maintain healthy boundaries in your relationships to protect yourself and others from harm. Respect others' autonomy, needs, and boundaries, and communicate your own boundaries assertively and respectfully. Practicing self-reflection. Engage in regular self-reflection to monitor your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, and identify any narcissistic tendencies that may arise. Journaling, meditation, or therapy can be helpful tools for fostering self-awareness and insight. Committing to personal growth. Make a commitment to ongoing personal growth and development, with a focus on cultivating humility, empathy, and authenticity. Set goals for yourself that prioritize meaningful connections, personal fulfillment, and contributing positively to the lives of others. Seeking professional help. Consider seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor who specializes in narcissism and personality disorders. Therapy can provide a safe and supportive environment for exploring your narcissistic tendencies, gaining insight into your behavior, and developing healthier coping strategies and interpersonal skills. Overcoming narcissism through self-awareness is a gradual and ongoing process that requires patience, persistence, and self-compassion. By embracing self-awareness as a tool for personal growth and transformation, you can break free from the grip of narcissism and cultivate more authentic, fulfilling relationships with yourself and others. Strategies for personal growth and change from being victim of narcissism. Overcoming the effects of narcissistic abuse and embarking on a journey of personal growth and change requires courage, resilience, and commitment to self-care and healing. Here are some strategies for personal growth and change from being a victim of narcissism. Seek therapy or counseling. Consider seeking therapy or counseling with a mental health professional who specializes in trauma, abuse, and narcissistic relationships. Therapy can provide a safe and supportive space for processing your experiences, gaining insight into the impact of narcissistic abuse on your life, and developing coping strategies for healing and recovery. Educate yourself. Educate yourself about narcissistic abuse, manipulation tactics, and the dynamics of narcissistic relationships. Understanding the patterns and behaviors associated with narcissism can help you make sense of your experiences and empower you to recognize and respond to similar patterns in the future. When I started educating myself on narcissistic abuse, that was when I was able to break free. Practice self-compassion. Cultivate self-compassion and self-kindness towards yourself as you navigate the healing process. Be gentle and patient with yourself, acknowledge your pain and suffering, and offer yourself the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a loved one in similar circumstances. Set boundaries. Establish and enforce healthy boundaries to protect yourself from further harm and manipulation. Clearly communicate your needs, preferences, and limits to others, and prioritize your well-being and safety in all areas of your life. Remember that it's okay to say no to anything that compromises your boundaries or values. Process your emotions. Allow yourself to fully experience and process your emotions in a safe and supportive environment. Journaling, creative expression, mindfulness practices, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist can help you express and release pent-up emotions, such as anger, sadness, or grief associated with narcissistic abuse. Practice self-care. Prioritize self-care activities that nourish and replenish your mind, body, and spirit. Engage in activities that bring you joy, relaxation, and comfort, such as exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or pursuing hobbies and interests that make you feel fulfilled and alive. Connect with supportive relationships. Surround yourself with supportive and understanding individuals who validate your experiences and offer empathy, compassion, and encouragement. Seek out healthy relationships that are based on mutual respect, trust, and reciprocity, and distance yourself from toxic or abusive individuals. Focus on personal growth. Embrace personal growth and development as a lifelong journey of self-discovery and self-improvement. Set goals for yourself that prioritize your mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, and take steps towards achieving them one day at a time. Celebrate your progress and achievements, no matter how small, and acknowledge the strength and resilience you've demonstrated along the way. Practice forgiveness. I had to forgive myself. Consider forgiveness as a way of releasing yourself from the burden of resentment, anger, and bitterness that may have accumulated from narcissistic abuse. This does not mean excusing or condoning the abuser's behavior, but rather letting go of the emotional attachment to the past and reclaiming your power in the present. Embrace your authentic self. Embrace your authentic self and reclaim your sense of identity, autonomy, and self-worth that may have been undermined by narcissistic abuse. Honor your values, beliefs, and aspirations, and strive to live authentically and intentionally in alignment with your true self. Remember that healing from narcissistic abuse is a gradual and non-linear process that takes time, patience, and self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate the ups and downs of your healing journey, and trust that with support, perseverance, and self-awareness, you can emerge stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. Building a fulfilling and authentic life beyond narcissism. I am a living witness to building a fulfilling and authentic life. I can truly say I have overcome the life of living with a narcissist. There is peace at the end if you choose to get away from the narcissism and not go back. I had to identify my values and priorities. Building a fulfilling and authentic life beyond narcissism is a journey of self-discovery, healing, and personal growth. Here are some steps you can take to create a life that reflects your true values, aspirations, and passions. Self-reflection and awareness. Begin by engaging in deep self-reflection and introspection to gain insight into your values, beliefs, strengths, and areas for growth. Explore the impact of narcissistic tendencies on your life and relationships, and identify the changes you want to make to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. Healing from past trauma. Address any unresolved trauma or emotional wounds from experiences of narcissistic abuse. Seek support from a life coach, therapist, or counselor who can help you process your emotions, develop coping strategies, and cultivate resilience in the face of adversity. Identifying your values and priorities. Clarify your values, priorities, and aspirations to guide your decisions and actions in creating a fulfilling life. What matters most to you? What brings you joy, meaning, and purpose? Align your choices and goals with your core values to live authentically and with integrity. Setting meaningful goals. Set goals that are meaningful and aligned with your values, passions, and long-term vision for your life. Break down your goals into manageable steps and create a plan to achieve them, celebrating your progress along the way. Building healthy relationships. Cultivate healthy, supportive relationships with friends, family members, and romantic partners who respect and appreciate you for who you are. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and who encourage your growth and well-being. Practicing self-compassion and self-care. Practice self-compassion and self-care as essential components of your well-being. Treat yourself with kindness, understanding, and acceptance, especially during challenging times. Prioritize activities and practices that nourish your mind, body, and spirit, such as meditation, exercise, creative expression, and spending time in nature. Embracing authenticity. Embrace your authentic self and live in alignment with your true values, passions, and interests. Be unapologetically yourself, express your unique voice and perspective, and pursue activities and pursuits that resonate with your innermost desires and aspirations. Cultivating gratitude and mindfulness. Cultivate gratitude and mindfulness as practices that help you appreciate the present moment and find joy and fulfillment in everyday experiences. Focus on the blessings and opportunities in your life, and approach each day with a sense of curiosity, wonder, and gratitude. Continuing personal growth. Commit to lifelong learning and personal growth as a way of expanding your horizons, challenging yourself, and discovering new possibilities. Stay curious, open-minded, and receptive to new experiences, and embrace change as an opportunity for growth and transformation. Contributing to the greater good. Find ways to contribute to the greater good and make a positive impact in your community or the world at large. Volunteer, advocate for causes you believe in, or use your skills and talents to support others and create positive change in the world. On October 7, 2023, I organized an event called Free Yourself Conference Gala, where I had guest speakers from police officers, doctors, school teachers, ministers, other life coaches, and even victims/survivors speaking about their experiences with domestic violence. It was a great experience. Now I am coaching college athletes at Rice University, Houston, Texas on stress management and mental health through my business imaging coaching, LLC. By embracing these steps and committing to living authentically and with purpose, you can build a fulfilling and meaningful life beyond narcissism. Remember that your journey is unique, and progress may come gradually over time. Be patient, kind, and compassionate with yourself as you navigate the challenges and celebrate the victories along the way.
So that is the end. And I am truly, truly happy that I was able to share that with you guys. I definitely hope that this is helpful. What I want to also say is that now what I do to help me manage stress or any type of anxiety or anything that I feel like I got a headache or anything. So for my headaches, I have these cold packs. They like gel packs that I have in the freezer. I will use that to place on my head, and then I will listen to like sound bath. So I have this little sound bath bowl. I have two of them, and I have them. They're pretty small, and I like that they're small because I can hold them in the palm of my hand. And when I use them, it sends off this sound, but also this vibration that runs through my body, and it feels so calming and soothing. And I'm going to try to use a little bit of it right now. I'm going to try to give you a little sample of what it sounds like and just try to listen. Now, I am new at this, so be patient and bear with me. So that's just a little sample. And so I do that to calm myself down, get me relaxed. And I love the way it feels on my fingers. It gives me this vibration sensation that runs through my body. And it's so soothing. And if you don't have sound bath that you can do it yourself, just get on YouTube. They got plenty of them on there that you can listen to and just let it calm your nerves, calm your body down, calm your mind, relax you. That's one thing that I do. So now I have another thing that I meditate and I channel my focus on the sensation of my body. And what I do, I call it the progressive muscle relaxation, where I will squeeze every muscle in my body, starting from my toes, and I will breathe in, hold my breath, and then release slowly by exhaling and releasing my toes. And then I move up to my calf, I move up to my thigh, and I move all the way up to my hips, my stomach, my back, my shoulders, my hands, my arms, as well as my face and neck. And it helps relax me as well. And I do that either sitting up in a chair or lying down flat on my back. And I'm telling you, those techniques, they work. So if you are interested in doing the progressive muscle relaxation technique, it's a podcast on that. I have a podcast on that. Go through my podcast and go back, and it's progressive muscle relaxation, PMR, and I will walk you through that technique. And you can do that as many times as you need to, as many days as you want to, and it will help calm your anxiety down. So I am so happy that I was able to share this book with you guys. If you know anybody, anybody that might need this book, you can purchase a copy of this book on Amazon. And the name of it is Breaking the Spell: The Ultimate Escape Plan from Narcissistic Entanglement. And the reason why I titled it Breaking the Spell, because it's exactly what it's like. You're being trapped in a spell. It's almost like someone casts a spell on you and you trapped in this whirlwind of a cycle with a person who is being manipulative and abusive to you, and they're making you think something is wrong with you when nothing is actually wrong with you. It's just you're trapped. So I call it breaking the spell. And when you break the spell, now it's time to escape from that. And that's what I call the ultimate escape plan, because once you escape it, don't go back. And I teach you, and with this book is teaching you how to not go back. And it starts with taking care of yourself, putting yourself first, loving yourself. And I mean truly, truly loving yourself. Because when you actually love yourself, there's no harm that you will allow to be projected upon you. You will not allow anyone to project harm on you. You won't accept it. So that's the reason why self-love and self-care is the breaking spell of getting away from any toxic behavior or abusive person. Thank you for listening. I'm Alayla Carroll, and I am signing out. Are you feeling overwhelmed and exhausted by stress? Introducing Stress Management with Imaging Coaching, your ticket to a calmer, more balanced life. In this journey you will be taken with us here at Imaging Coaching. We'll equip you with powerful techniques and tools you can use to conquer stress, regain control, and transform your life. From deep breathing exercises to mindfulness practices, you'll discover the tools to relax your mind and body. Come join us on this transformative path and unlock a world of inner peace and resilience. Don't let stress hold you back any longer. Take charge of your well-being today with Imaging Coaching, your stress management team. Discover clarity. Defeat stress through Imaging Coaching at imagingcoaching.com. at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com, at imagingcoaching.com.